everyone, I'm Syasya Basirah binti Mohamad Nazir. I'm a 6th grade pupil, 12 years old, and I'm really interested into reading. Reading has been my hobby ever since I was at the age of 9. I specifically enjoy genres such as comedy, diary fiction, or just fiction in general, which is why I'm going to be sharing one of my favorites from the series Dork Diaries, which is called Frenemies Forever. This book is written by Renee Russell and was published in 2016 by Simon and Schuster. This book contains 243 pages, and I love how they made it so intriguing yet short. The reason why I chose this book is because the cover is really attractive. The cover itself basically lures its readers into reading this, especially when they see the global bestseller sticker. It makes them even more interested. But enough with the cover. Let's get started with the story. The story starts off with our main character, Nikki Maxwell. Her school, Winchester Country Day, is taking part in a student exchange program. Nikki is really dreading for this, since she has to attend Northampton Hills, a school her ex-tormentor, Mackenzie Hollister, had just transferred to. But not everything was bad. Nikki got an A+ on her French report and got offered a spot on a trip to Paris to visit the Louvre, and her student ID for the program turned out super cute. But when she arrived to Northampton Hills, she was shocked at how everyone was so snobbish. Even the student ambassador who greeted her was snobbish. Tiffany, the student ambassador, was already on bad terms with Nikki, even though it was just her first day. And Nikki was even more surprised about how everyone described Mackenzie as sweet and nice, and how Mackenzie had spread rumors about her bullying Mackenzie before, which was definitely not true. Nikki really tried to ignore the glances that Tiffany was giving at recess, when a group of boys reached out to her and asked if they could form an alliance. They wanted to take down Tiffany's selfie club because Tiffany had planned to replace the science club with it. So she accepted. Then the rest of the week, Tiffany found every single way to humiliate Nikki in front of everyone. But there was a certain situation that happened. Mackenzie had asked to meet Nikki at the fountain, which Nikki had accepted. They talked about the situation, and Mackenzie had confessed about how she was getting bullied for the viral video of the bug in her hair. And that's when Tiffany just so happened to be taking selfies at the fountain. They both glanced at each other. Nikki and Mackenzie knew what they had to do, so they pushed Tiffany into the fountain and started recording. It was hilarious. Nikki was so glad when the week was over. She was so exhausted. In 1 week, she managed to deal with 2 bullies and help revive the science club, which had worked. So she was so glad when she had returned to her old school. Everything was going good until she got called into the principal's office. Mackenzie had reported her for cyberbullying. Mackenzie had framed her for posting that viral video when Mackenzie herself did it for views and fame. That's when the office swarmed with reporters, asking where was Nikki and about the viral video. But of course, that's when Mackenzie switched up the story and said she was the original poster and took all the spotlight as usual. And due to her new fame, she canceled the meeting, and now she's back at Winchester Country Day. Great. I personally really like how this story is in Nikki's point of view, so the reader can fully grasp the situation. My favorite character, despite being the antagonist, is Mackenzie Hollister. I just think without her, the plot would be really bland and boring. Since the storyline mainly revolves around her and Nikki's conflicts, without her, the story would have no flavor. And I really recommend everyone to read this book, especially if you're a teenage girl who's interested in coming of age genre. But before reading the book, I suggest you read the first few books so you can get familiar with the characters and what's happening in the storyline. But of course, that's just a suggestion. Thank you all for listening to my book review. Bye!